A little warmer today, but the little window of time I had to spend outside this afternoon, some clouds moved through, but now the sky's clear again.
Yeah, it's nice. Honestly, I could get used to this weather. George, this is a really nice stretch we have right now.
It is a nice stretch of weather. Juliet, do you still have your pool open?
What do you think?
Yes. I hope so. It is definitely going to be almost pool weather here this weekend and again next week. But the good news is we have kept that humidity level down despite the warm temperatures. 13 weather ball is still red. We still have even warmer weather ahead for your Thursday. A lot of haze in the air. We did have some clouds come through, as you mentioned, Juliet, around the middle of the day. But out on Lake Michigan, a beautiful day to be at the beaches. 1 foot waves are virtually flat at the beaches, as you can see here. 1 foot rollers there. 79 at the beach with the wind very, very calm. You saw some haze, marine haze out over the lake. Water temperatures in the Muskegon, Grand Haven, Hoffmaster State Park area are only in the 50s, but they are in the 60s further to the south. Inland, we have climbed up into the low and mid 80s. That onshore breeze will shift to the east over the next couple of days, so you're going to be as warm or even warmer than the inland areas. And look at those comfortable dew points, 60 plus toward Detroit and on over into Canada, while we have dropped into the 40s. There are those clouds that came through briefly this afternoon. Lots of clear skies expected here tonight. We're still watching Hurricane Francine that's going to eventually spread some clouds up in our direction, but between now and Thursday evening we're going to see plenty of clear skies. You can see that on our hour-by-hour forecast. Another sunny, hazy day tomorrow, and then these high clouds come up from the south, and we've got a mostly cloudy or filtered sunshine kind of event coming up from Friday through the weekend. Now notice the rain running into that dry air, just not getting here, so we have very few chances of seeing any rain between now and the weekend. There's a very, very tiny chance later next week. You can see it on the Euro model. Trying to print out, maybe just enough to make it humid next Wednesday. I don't see any significant rain in the forecast, at least through September 21. Dew points staying very comfortable. Notice they stay in the 50s all the way through Tuesday, and then here comes more summer-like, pool-like weather toward the end of next week. The highest chances for warmer temperatures are right over the Great Lakes region from the 17th through the 21st, and continuing the higher chances for less precipitation during that same 5-day period through the 21st. Forecast then for tonight, look for mainly clear skies, low and mid 50s north, mid 50s south, 57 in Muskegon. Northern areas, still a comfortable low and mid 50s, little milder than last night. You did drop into the 40s in some spots, and mid 50s here in the greater Grand Rapids area under clear skies. 13 on your side forecast. A lot of haze with the sun here tomorrow. 88, that'll be the warmest out of the next 7 to 10 days. Mid 80s on Friday because we have more filtered sunshine, maybe a little less so on Saturday. And then Sunday, those high clouds are going to kind of stick around with some haze returning next Monday and Tuesday. And then, guys, the humidity returns next Wednesday, and that lasts through the following weekend. But the main thing is continue dry here in West Michigan.
Yeah, so we're holding on to summer just a little bit longer.
We sure are.
Thank you, George.
Well, after a fall-like weekend last weekend, we have warmed the temperatures up all week long, reaching the mid-80s today, and we're not done yet. And we're continuing with our dry weather as well. When will it rain? Well, we'll see if we can get anything from Francine. 13 weather ball remains red. Continued warm weather ahead. The good news is the humidity level stays on the low side. We're going to walk the dog this evening. A lot of haze in the air for Pippa and Agan. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that. That's the unique name. Joe, Brittany giving you the green paw this evening. It'll be a little bit warm for the guys heading out this evening, dropping from the 80s into the 70s. The upper 50s, a little more comfortable tomorrow morning between 6 and 8 a.m. Another green paw. We're still watching Francine, which has now just been upgraded to a Category 2, within moments of hitting the coastline. So the National Hurricane Center hits their forecast with moments to spare. Tornado watch for the New Orleans area. This is affecting the Louisiana coast, has been for the last 18 hours or so. The center of the storm just about ready to come on shore, and the actual position of that is 100 miles west-southwest of New Orleans. Winds now up to 100 miles per hour, gusting to 120. There are a number of hurricane watches and warnings all the way from Cameron, Louisiana to the Alabama-Florida border, and storm surge up to 10 feet is still possible from the Mississippi-Alabama border back to east of Rutherford Beach. Up to 12 inches of rain could fall with this, but the winds are going to start to come down considerably overnight tonight. By 1 o'clock in the morning, it'll already be down to a tropical storm. And then it just kind of rains itself out, heading up toward the Memphis area as just a low pressure system, and it's running into that ridge of high pressure just south of the state of Michigan. So all we're going to see with this are just the high clouds coming up later this weekend. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. A little bit of haze still in the air, and then here come the high clouds from what's left of Francine. Notice all of the green staying away from West Michigan, and we will continue to see very little chances of rain in our forecast coming up all the way into much of next week. Long range outlook from the 19th through the 25th of the month. We're getting into the last week of September. Still high chances that we will see warmer temperatures than that 69 to 72, which is our average high. And at least we have an equal chance for some precipitation during that 7-day period. I think we might have one tiny chance maybe next Wednesday, but I don't see a lot of rain in the forecast for the next week to 10 days. Forecast for tonight, look for some hazy sunshine until the sun goes down there at 8:01 at the lakeshore. Mid and upper 50s in a couple of spots with a light south wind. Northern areas, sun going down at 7:56, low 50s here, maybe 55 in Greenville, and hazy sunshine up until sundown at 7:58. Yes, this is the first night where the sun has been setting before 8 o'clock in the evening. Mid-50s for your overnight lows. 13 on your side forecast. Hazy sunny skies and 88 here tomorrow. That's going to be the warmest out of the next 7 days. High clouds sticking around from Thursday night through at least most of the weekend. They may linger into next week. Very little chance of seeing any rain over the next 7 days. A tiny chance maybe next Wednesday, but highs in the mid-80s, cooling off into the low and mid-80s as some humidity starts to return the middle of next week.
George, another beautiful day today, and that temperature is getting a little warmer.
Definitely warm. I can handle this heat because it's not humid.
Me too.
So out here on the weather deck, feeling very comfortable.
Yeah.
Things are very dry. The grass is getting crunchy. Don't like that. How about our chances for rain? Well, they're not great over the next 10 days. 13 weather ball, though, remains red. Another very warm day ahead. How warm was it today? Well, up into the mid-80s, 85 for the high here in Grand Rapids. A little cooler with an onshore breeze out of the west at the lakeshore. Average high is 76. We are 20 degrees warmer than we were last year when we only made 65 in the afternoon. We forecast 85 today, so that's another bullseye. Only one miss in, I think, the last 56 days, 5 days in a row within our target range. And as I mentioned, it is dry. Look at the rainfall totals. Generally less than 1/4 of an inch, 1/3 of an inch here in Miss Holland since the first of the month, 1/4 inch here in Grand Rapids. Most areas are running almost an inch or a little bit higher for a deficit. Similar in the northern part of our viewing area, only 700ths up in Traverse City. They had a little bit more rain here in the UP earlier this month, so they're only running about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch below average. And there's not a lot of rain in the forecast. Ridge of high pressure right in through here, keeping all of the precipitation and most of the clouds at bay. We had a few clouds come through this morning as a little weak wave moved up north of US 10. The main thing is we've got a lot of haze in the air. The blue indicating at least some significant haze. It does start to thin out, but not until late in the day on Friday. Skies will be a little bit bluer here on Saturday, but we'll have mostly cloudy skies, a lot of filtered sunshine, and that haze will remain at bay now through at least a Sunday. Where are our chances of rain the next 10 days? Pretty much zero. Models are trying to print out a sprinkle next Wednesday. I wouldn't count on that. I think all that's going to do is just increase our humidity levels, and you can see that in our dew point forecast. Anytime dew points get above 60, it starts to get humid. When does that happen? Yeah, when that chance of rain, very tiny chance of rain, starts next Wednesday. In fact, dew points a week from now could be back up to 70 plus. So enjoy the warm and dry weather pattern while we have it. As far as our forecast for tomorrow, more hazy sunshine, mid-80s north, upper 80s around South Haven and Holland. It may make 90 tomorrow in Muskegon. That is about within 5 degrees of a record high. The reason is that there'll be an offshore breeze most of the day. To the north, we are expecting highs in the upper 80s, hazy sunshine as well with a southeast wind picking up in the afternoon, and similar right around 88 here across the southern zone, including Grand Rapids. 13 on your side forecast. High clouds streaming in Thursday night, sticking around through the weekend, maybe a little less so on Saturday. Highs in the mid-80s, average high is 76. We'll cool off a little bit into the low and mid-80s after the weekend, early next week. Haze returns though Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Humidity starts to return the following Wednesday through the following weekend.